Scrappy friends, welcome back. Well, since I've done one of these, today I'm playing with Where to Next, and I'm doing the day 14 sketch of 30 days of sketches. I know I did every single day in March, kind of had burnout. I didn't scrap very much April or May, didn't do much on the channel April and May. So I'm just going to do a couple of sketches this month. Loving a lot of the sketches, loving all the sketches, you know, just please have a look at them. They are all great. But I'm doing day 14 today. I'll have details below. And before we get going, if you're not already a subscriber, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you enjoy the video, let me know in the comments what you've enjoyed. Not sure what to say, pop a scrappy emoji for the sake of engagement, and share the video. Let your crafty friends know I'm here, and check out the playlist. Link will be in the description. That out of the way, let's get scrapping. So this is the sketch we're using. It's day 14 by Nikki House. I'll have details in the description below. And what I have done is created a cut file on the scan and cut of the arrows. We're going to back some and not back some, do something else with some. And I'm going to have a base page underneath, and we're going to 3D this up. So the ones that aren't backed, you're going to see the shadow, and I'm going to do something to the space behind. And yeah, it's one photo on the sketch, so we need to decide on a photo. Maybe that one for Mr. Ding's birthday, or the we've just arrived, having a beer and tea, Mr. Ding covered in in sun cream because we were getting a little warm. Or with the arrows, I'm thinking these pictures of me. So this was, when we went to Scotland, we stayed in East Kilbride overnight for the first night before we drove up to where we were staying, which is like an hour and a bit north of Inverness. And in the morning I grabbed a takeout Starbucks from our hotel because the coffee with breakfast was awful. So the coffee that come with that was like the all you can, you know, refillable stuff with breakfast was just standard filter coffee, and it was horrible. I do like filter coffee, it's just this particular one wasn't very nice. And they also sold Starbucks behind the bar, so we had won a voucher on check-in for a Starbucks each, and Mr. Ding didn't fancy one, so I had them put 2 flat whites in a large cup. So I don't know, something like that, or maybe just the coffee. So that's a selfie I took in the car. I sit in the back of the car because I have my iPad on the back of the headrest. I was watching Bridgerton. Or there's one Mr. Ding took of me walking towards the car, which I kind of feel needs to be over this side. But I suppose I could do them together like that if I do that. I'm thinking just that one. It's got my Starbucks and my bottle of water. So we'll just do the one. So let's go through the papers. I'm going to probably cut enough arrows to back them all. As you can see, I need to make one of my little wallets for this collection. Haven't done that yet. Put all the papery stuff in. We are going to use a little pad for this. Because the prints will be small enough. They're going in the arrows. What have we got? We've got 12 arrows. Don't have much left of the little stuff. Do that. do that. Might do that as well, so we'll do both sides of that. We'll do both sides of that, so that's 5. You can do this bit down the way. Do that. And do that. Okay. We'll get you in fast forward, wire back this. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use the arrows that have been cut out of the spots. I'm going to draw around those like the cut out pieces, but I don't go all the way to the edge when I draw it around. It's kind of just like a rough idea of where the arrow is so that my pencil line isn't in the hole. I then do that a few more times. I actually then stack about 4 sheets on top of each other, draw around one, cut all 4 out together, and then turn them over, draw around them and cut them all out together again. So that's how I got all these arrows. I'm now deciding which arrows are going where. I want different layers, different levels, so I'm going to leave a couple blank for me doing some stamping on the background. The ones where I've got like mainly white patterns, they're gonna not have rows which have got stamping in. I'm then going to do some arrows where I'm going to pop them up on 3D foam. So I've decided that I need to cut around exactly to the size and shape of the arrow so that it matches the hole it's coming out of, and it's going to be popped up to give different layers, different levels. So I'm just going to decide which ones that's going to be. They do end up on 2 layers of foam because the whole page is going to go up on foam as well. So these arrows that I want at a different height need a second layer of foam on them to lift them up. I think I told you it's square 2 necks that I am using, so I'm just using the 6x8 paper pads because the patterns are smaller, so they fill the space from a cut file much easier with the design than using 12x12 papers, which have the bigger design. Just playing with where things are going to go and making sure I have an even distribution of the different heights on the arrows there. So just cutting around that one and adding 3D foam to the back. I do end up also in a moment the one that's behind the photo of me. I'm going to cut around that one as well, and that's going to be layered. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm just taking 1/4 inch off 2 sides of another piece of this American Crafts 12x12 cardstock. I'm taking 1/4 inch off so I don't have to get the base. I don't have to get it perfectly lined up when I put the 3D foam on the top piece there. And I want to be able to layer it up and not have to be absolutely perfect, which if I use the full 12x12 piece as my base, I'd have to get it lined up perfectly. Okay, so here I am just putting a little pencil mark next to the arrows that are the ones that are going to be stuck on the back, and I'm using my 2-way glue just to draw around the arrows that the backing is going to go on to get those in. I actually decided afterwards that I should have just stuck some straight onto the background, but it's too late, it's all done. So that one, that's when it's the right way up in a moment, that's the top left, that's going to be where my journaling is, and I actually journal on camera because it's just about me. So I'll do that journaling on camera. I journal off camera when it's going to be about the boys, or somebody with us who I haven't got permission to have them on my videos, so I don't put the journaling about who they are and where we are when those when it's that. So yeah, I think they're almost all done. Oh no, they are all done. So there we go. So this is going to go onto that base, and we're going to have them popped up because the top layer is also going to be up on 3D foam. We are not quite there yet. So I'm sticking these arrows back in to give me an idea. I've used repositionable adhesive to give me an idea of where I need my mixed media that's going. Oh, well, it's not mixed media, it's just stamping on the back here. So I've loosely drawn around the stamps. Oh, these are the new Hey Little Magpie stamps, and I'm going to use these with a few different colours. I regret doing this on my finger, only because I pressed too hard on the first one and got a bit of a smudge. I do the others on a block. I tend to, with my stamps, drop them stamp side down and then put the block on top of them. It's just better when you've got something that's easily distorted, so like something that's long and thin or an alpha or something like that, to do it like that, because it lets them find their natural shape. Not so important with these like mark making stamps, it's just a habit I have. So putting those stamps away now. So that's a directional stamp set from Hey Little Magpie, and now I've got my where to next stamps out. I'm just gonna, with the black memento, stamp a few words onto those sections, and I am just bringing the top layer in to give me an idea, so I've got know where it's going. I've also stamped it an arrow there, so that's one of the sets from there. Or popped a little, I can't remember, I can't see what that phrase is from here, onto what's going to be the journaling block as well. So some more stamping here. So I think this is I think it says good. It's something and good vibes. I can't remember what top bit is. This on the screen I am looking at right now. I can't actually see what it says. Okay, so that's the stamping done and out the way. I then do a bit of journaling. So just talking about how how we got the vouchers for the coffees. Mr. Ding didn't want one, so I've put the 2 flat whites in one big coffee cup. I actually just have 3 shots of espresso instead of 4. So flat white is 2 shots of espresso and a smaller amount of milk. So it's a smaller drink. And so I just had to go for 3 shots of espresso. So it's kind of like a latte with an extra shot, I suppose, rather than a flat white. So yeah, here we go. Putting the foam on the back just to raise that up. So you've got the shadow from the arrows on the ones where I've got the stamping, and then putting a second layer of foam on the arrows that are going to be raised up so that they are I've got that, the third layer, another layer of dimension there to the layout. With the photo, I've put the 3D foam on there in a way where it's going to go around that arrow that's also popped up. I do have to peel the foam off because I decided I want to back the photo. So I'm just going to get that peeled off and then use some of the leftover bits the from where I've cut the arrows and just trim these down to give me a photo mark. I think I used 2 layers of pattern paper. Yes, I do. I use the hearts. I do quite a wide layer on this because I want you to see the pattern. So there we go, just doing that layer there. You'll see near the end, I find a frame that would be perfect for this, but because I've done all my layers of my embellishing around the photo, I just like, no, I'm just going to stick with what I've done. I'm not going to change it at this stage. So this is the discovering I've got no T's left. So pulling a different font out in a minute. Just going through the sticker book, and there's a few stickers that I do like. I end up not using this, gets moved around a little bit, but that is coming off and goes back on the sticker book. Eventually, there we go. And there's a few other things that I do use. There's that big treat yourself. So that does come out and goes on one of the arrows. There we go. I've done this kind of like accidentally in a diagonal, top right, bottom left, actually, when you see the other where the stickers and the title is. So with my title, I've got the hit the road sticker from Sticker Book. I'm then using I think this is Print Shop alphas for But First, and then the alphas from Where to Next for Coffee. So hit the road, but first coffee is the full title. So going through the stickers to see what else I want to use. There's a coffee cup there that I pulled out that's sat on the stamp block. I cut this sun in half, and I've just tucked one half in the lower down bit where the stamping's on the background, and then that's a hotel. It says hotel on the top of that, and I thought, seeing as we're just leaving the hotel on the Friday morning, that was quite fitting, really. That little green banner I've put over the photo, decided I really don't like it there, and quite unusually actually come up. I've just then took more layers, so I'm going to pop the date on that little label, and then because it's a voucher for the coffees, I've used this ticket. I thought, your ephemera doesn't always have to match with your photo. You can use random stuff, it doesn't really matter. I just like the idea of using a ticket because it's a voucher that I used for the coffee. It's a free coffee from the hotel. So I like the idea of using that. I've then gone through the other papery and then bring over the other embellishments and stickers that I have for the collection to find anything else I want to add. I just dot these little stars around where I've got the word stickers, and I don't think I add much else. I kind of have a mess about. There's that frame that I mentioned earlier, and yeah, I end up not using it. Don't forget to check out the playlist. It is going to be in the description below. I know I've already mentioned that. And like, subscribe, share, and comment. I'm just doodling around the arrows because I just felt that it needed a little bit more. Some of it's looked a little plain. I didn't want to do all the arrows, so I didn't want to overdo it. So I've just chosen a few of the arrows and just doing a little bit of doodling around them, lifting these letters off to do some doodling around those letters. I think it's about 3 lines I do. I know my doodling is usually 2. I think I do 3. I do go in with wet glue as well off camera and glue the stickers down because at the end of the day they are American craft chipboard. And just one last bit of this gold shimmer paint from one of Vicky's collections. My new huge big round brush, just dotting around. Pop some in on purpose and splatter the rest. And there we are, done. Thanks for watching. Bye.